Hi, good morning everyone. So this is Kalyan here, and I'll be your trainer for SAP CRM technical. Okay, so basically I'm going to make it a deep dive training. In that sense, we are going to look more and more into technical aspects of SAP CRM. Okay, so let me guide you through the interaction process here. Okay, so this tool which we are going to use, this is how you can interact with me. So in your panel you will see there is a raise hand option here. Okay, so whenever you have any query, you have to raise your hand so that I will see it in my panel and I'll stop and address your questions, because basically all of you will be on mute since this session is getting recorded. Okay, so this is how you can interact. Then coming to the prerequisites of this course. Okay, the minimum expectation from you is the basic ABAP. Okay, so most of you are ABAPers. Okay, I just interacted with you, and if you are not into ABAP, if you are not already working into ABAP, at least the basic ABAP knowledge is required. So what kind of basic ABAP knowledge is required? I'll just write it here. Right, you should know the ABAP data dictionary. Okay, so most of you might have come from technical background. Maybe they have already learned C programming or Java programming or any other programming. So at least if they have touched in programming, so you should be knowing the declarations. Okay, so in the runtime when you write any program, you will hold values in some variables, right? So the variables will be of certain types called data types. Okay, so you should know the data types, the data elements, right? So basically the knowledge about the data dictionary, so that whenever I declare any variables, okay, of type so and so, you should not be confused like what is the statement. Okay, so basically I need data declaration understanding. Then reports, basic ABAP reports that we do in SE 38, because this knowledge will help you to understand the statements of ABAP, like if statement, if else, okay, case statement, write statement, okay, all these statements, the calculations, etc. Then basic knowledge about function modules. How do you call a function module? What is the importing parameter? What is exporting parameter? Like that. Then internal tables. So internal table concept is required because these are very frequently used in all the programs, because the data from the database is temporarily stored in the internal table for processing purpose. So knowledge of internal tables is required. And then finally a little bit of debugging. So these are the minimum things I expect from you as a part of basic ABAP. Okay, so most of you are already working in ABAP, so you already know all these things, but those who are new to ABAP, so these are the minimum things you should know. Okay, I mean to say parallelly you can start learning. Okay, if you have time, parallelly you can start learning. Okay, the logon, SAP logon provides you all these. Okay, so I'm not sure how much time most of you will have, but all these things you can learn on your own. Okay, learn on your own in the system itself. Okay, if you see the system, is a transaction code called ABAP docu, ABAP DOCU, ABAP docu. So this ABAP docu transaction code you will find in every SAP system, not only CRM system. Okay, the login which I have done is into the CRM system, but you will find this in every SAP system. So where you will have all these things, easy explanation. What are ABAP objects? Now starting from ABAP reference shortcut, ABAP examples, overview of ABAP, okay, to the ABAP statements, okay, everything it will teach you. ABAP reference, ABAP syntax, the program layout, okay, data declaration statements, data types, okay, field symbols, right, programming flow, everything it will teach you along with examples. Okay. Now you see, it will explain what is data type, and if you click on any of this, it will show you an example how types can be declared and how they can be used, okay, with examples, right? So don't worry that you don't know ABAP, so you can also start parallelly learning ABAP, there is no harm, okay. So this is about a basic understanding of ABAP here. This is what I mean by basic ABAP knowledge. Those 5 concepts you should be knowing. Rest everything I'll take care. Okay, the CRM, most of the people know the programming in CRM is mostly object oriented. Okay, so prior to introduction of web user interface, it was almost using object oriented only, right? Now in this technical training, you will get to attend the live classes. Okay, you get 6 months of my recording sections. Okay, all my recorded sessions you will get at one place. So server access you will get for 3 months, the same server which I just logged in. Okay, you'll get the study materials. I'll show you what kind of study materials you'll get and what kind of recordings you'll get to see. Okay, then assignments. Okay, after the end of each concept, okay, if you prefer, okay, I'm most happy to give assignments, but most of you are already working, if you don't get time. So some people say no, they don't have time, but if you prefer, I'm most happy to give you assignments on the topics which we finish, right? So kind of case studies, you can say kind of case studies you can do it on your own. Okay, the thing is we need to set up the data or in customization in such a way so that you can do these case studies in the system. So I'll do those configurations if you need. Yeah, there is a question here. There's a question from Sujata. For those who take offline trainings, how the assignments can be handled? Will you evaluate? So I didn't understand offline training. Hello? Yeah, Raja, can you explain what you mean by Ayappa? Sorry, what do you mean by offline training? I have unmuted you, but you're on self-mute.
Sure. Sorry. You can call me Raja.
Raja, yes.
The question is, say now those who opt for this offline training, say the recorded sessions only. Okay. So in that case, how the assignments will be handled? Like
you have a forum actually. We have a forum here. Okay.
Okay.
So you can always interact through the forum, or you have my mail ID. I'll give you my mail ID. Okay.
Okay.
So you can always mail me, or if you need it very urgent, you can also call me.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Right. So after assignments, like you can see, there is a forum. We have a forum. In this forum, you can raise any question. So to which either it is visible to everyone. I can give answers, or anyone who already attend my session, they can also very much welcome to give the answers, right? So you have another question? I don't see any question here. Okay. Okay, so the rest of the things takes about, if you take SL function course, so you also then coming to the training duration. Okay, the class timings I need to discuss actually at the end of the demo. I need to discuss with you, because you are all from different time zones, and we have to all come up with a common timing which is suitable for everyone. Okay, basically it will be a weekend. And coming to myself, let me introduce myself before beginning the agenda. Right. So I'm Kalyan, your trainer Kalyan. Then I am into this SAP CRM from year 2003. Okay, when SAP has come into market with version 2.0, that time I was into Java. Okay, I was trained into ABAP. Okay, later I got certification in Java, so I was into Java side. Right, I was looking both Java related stuff and ABAP related stuff in a project. Okay, that was a support project. So then there was a requirement from one of our client to develop a shopping cart, online e-commerce, online solution for e-commerce. So when CRM was introduced in 2003, there was no e-commerce solution provided by ERPs. Like you have other competitors also, right? You have Siebel, you have Ban, okay, Microsoft, Oracle. So these are all ERPs competitors of SAP. That time there was no e-commerce. So the client requirement was to go online to develop a shopping cart kind of application. So as I know ABAP as well as Java, so I was a better suit for that project. So from that time onwards, I was into CRM system. I was trained into functional completely to understand the business and everything. So from that website, we were calling ABAP function modules using the JCO connectors. JCO connectors are those which connect Java to the ABAP. Okay. So I was into, okay, I think my volume is maximum. Let me see if I can do and start speaking. Is it audible now? Hello? Is it audible? Okay. Okay, so from that time onwards, I was into this SAP CRM, complete techno functional, because I was trained into functional. I know the functional side of CRM as well. Then after that, I got chance to work in almost all the technologies SAP CRM has released so far. Okay, SAP CRM in version 4, they have released a new web-based interface called people-centric user interface. So I worked on people-centric user interface, and after that in 5.0 they have released IC web client, and 6.0 they have released web UI, 7.0 again web UI with more enhanced features, and enhancement pack 1, enhancement pack 2, and enhancement pack 3. Okay, so current release is 7.0 enhancement pack 3. Okay, and we have other technologies in CRM as well, like IPC, Internet Pricing and Configurator, where the pricing routines have to be written in Java, again my side. Then you have access control engine, where you can set access to the content, not the application level, content level to the user. That is access control engine. Okay. Then what else you have? IPC access control engine. WebUI, latestly WebUI, WebUI is a current leading technology in the SAP CRM side, and most of our course is towards the WebUI. Okay. So this is a very brief introduction about myself. Okay. So any technology you can ask anytime, I can answer related to SAP CRM, right? Then coming to CRM, I'm not prefacing it with SAP or CWL or anything. CRM in general, it stands for customer relationship management. Okay. It is a set of principles or guidelines which have to be implemented in any ERP to better serve the customer. Okay. CRM is a management theory, or you can say management principles, which when implemented in any ERP, that ERP becomes a CRM ERP. Okay. So it contains many principles or strategies with the help of which you can gain the loyalty of the customer. Okay. And there is a principle that one customer, if he is satisfied, so he might bring a possibility of 5 more customers. There will be a prospective for 5 more customers. So based on the principles, it goes ahead. Okay. Now SAP also has implemented most of the concepts from CRM, and it has become SAP CRM. And other competitors we have are CWL CRM, BAN ERP is a CRM package. Microsoft Dynamics is also a CRM. Oracle also has CRM, Oracle apps. Okay, these are all competitors of SAP CRM. Okay. So coming to the introduction to SAP CRM. SAP CRM is a business strategy, okay, which aims to optimize the customer satisfaction. Okay, optimize the interaction with the customers, okay, in order to maximize the business success. Okay. So why SAP CRM has been separate? Actually SAP CRM is a separate box, like your SAP ECC. So in ECC, if you see, there will be around 12 to 14 modules are there. You have function, finance module, marketing module, materials management. Okay, you have around more than 12 modules you have. Okay, so most of the people initially who begin to learn SAP CRM, they think that CRM is also a kind of module of SAP ECC, R3 server, ECC or R3, one and same. Okay, no, it's not a module inside ECC. It's a separate physical existing server like ECC. Okay, so why it is separated? Okay, the reason behind that I'll tell you very shortly. Okay, as of now, see what is SAP CRM, what is it is offering. Okay, so it is a business ERP which aims at improving the customer interactions. Okay, and it's a composite package where it offers functionalities like the marketing, the sales and service. Okay, and along with you also have the ability to analyze analytics. For example, in the marketing phase, the people have conducted, they have created segment groups, target groups and everything, and they have conducted a campaign. Okay, so every quarterly they are going to conduct campaigns. So you are conducting campaigns, but how you will measure the success of those campaigns? So you have BI reporting tool where you can analyze how successful the campaigns were, how many leads were generated. So from this period to this period, how many leads were generated, and from those how many were successful. So you always analyze. So you have a reporting integration with CRM system. Okay, so these are the 3 functionalities. Okay, so there is a myth that CRM is an extension of sales and distribution. To some extent, yes, because it has sales in it. Sales and distribution functionalities are also there, but along with that you have marketing and service also. Okay, so which are not there in ECC. So basically it's a superset version of sales and distribution. Okay, so coming to the differences, the difference between SAP CRM and ECC. Okay, SAP ECC is a very proved proven technology, right? And it is most successful when it comes to the internal processes of a company. So internally you can manage very well any big organization, any huge organization. Okay. So internal processes, by this I mean the inventory management, the cash flows, the profit center, the cost center, employee management, HR, all these things, right? So it helps you in giving a lot of optimized processes for the internal activities within the organization. So it's a very proven technology. Coming to CRM, why the CRM has to be separated is, these days with the increasing competition from the business market, every organization is going online. Okay, so they are trying to be more transparent to the customers. Okay, they are trying to give access to their systems. Okay, now with the one of that experience, you might also have felt that when you brought any product online. Okay, nowadays we have so many deal sites. Okay, e-commerce have e-commerce is a very high boom nowadays. So you have so many e-commerce solutions, e-commerce sites come up. You have deal sites, you have OLX, you have Quicker, you have Flipkart. Okay, so these are all online solutions or e-commerce solutions. So when you log into their systems, you are actually accessing their system, knowingly or unknowingly. You are accessing their system, but with limited access, a lot of restricted access. Okay, but when it is ECC, which has all the sensitive data of the organization, you don't afford to give access to the ECC system. So there was a need to have a separate box called CRM box, where the customers are also given access to some extent, some limited access or authorization. Okay, it is more into the customer management, client management or customer management, and enable the company to better manage their clients. Okay, so this is about CRM, having a CRM as a separate box. Okay, now coming to the access. Now this circle here represents the CRM system with three functionalities: marketing, sales and service, along with your analytical ability, which can with the help of which you can measure the sales, service and marketing, all the three. And at the top you have customer. Okay, so customer can experience the CRM system, or he can access the CRM system through various channels. Okay, earlier there was only one channel. GUI was the only channel which was taking care of the entire business. Now there are so many channels. Now each channel will grow the business in a different way. So there will be a multi-folded growth to the business through each channel. So most of us have already experienced these things. Field applications is also called as mobile sales or mobile application. Okay, where the organization will appoint some representatives. So they will visit the customers after taking an appointment or without taking an appointment nowadays in India, right? They will visit the customer door to door to demonstrate their product. Okay, and if the customer likes, they will take the orders and deliver. So everything is door to door. You have mobile sales, mobile marketing and mobile service. Okay, that is mobile applications or field application, where the representatives will be on the field visiting the customers. So this is one of the media. This is one of the media to generate the business. Then other is web channel. Okay, the most popular nowadays. Web channel means your e-commerce solution. Okay, e-commerce. With e-commerce, you can improve the business like anything. If you place your customers online, the customers does not have to visit any stores. Okay, they can place orders through their PDAs or through their PCs. Okay, the only thing is they need an internet connection, so they can browse through, they can compare the products, your products with any other company's products, and they can place orders. It's a kind of self-service they are doing. Okay, this is web channel. Then interaction center. Okay, interaction center nowadays telemarketing. in televisions, they are doing the advertising, they are demonstrating the product, and if you like that product, they are giving you a toll-free number. So you will call the interaction center. They will help you. They will place order on behalf of you. Okay, and these days the marketing is also done in such a way that if you like the product, you don't even have to call them. Just have to give a missed call to a number, so they will call back. Okay, so call center. So this is used for all the three purposes: for marketing, for sales, and for service. This is interaction center. Then partner channel management. Partner channel management is at a very high level. Okay, the end consumers or end customers, they doesn't have access to this one. Generally, this is for partner management. So you have dealers or distributors. Okay, so they are selling the products of your company as well as other companies' products also. So you will be giving place to them to host their products as well. Okay, so they can sell your products on, sorry, they can sell products on behalf of you, but in the market they will represent their own company. Okay, so this is generally used to promote your products through your partners. That is partner channel management, and the channel is your portal. This is done through portal. Okay, so each channel is involving a different technology. Okay, so field applications is involving a mobile sales technology. Okay, that is developed in .NET framework. It's a ready-made technology, ready-made solution. Web channel is e-commerce, which is developed using your J2EE, Java Server Pages, JSPs. Interaction center is developed using your BSPs. Partner challenge management is your enterprise portal technology. So different technologies are there. So this is how the customer is going to interact you, right? How the customer is going to interact with the system. But how do you access the system as a customer? See here, when I say customer and customer, most of you get confused. Customer means customer, I'll say client. Client is the one who is implementing the CRM system. So he also has to access the system, right? So these are the channels to improve the business. But if you want to internally manage the system, you need a user interface. Correct. So these are ready-made solutions given by SAP. But internally, how do you customize your system? How do you create data? How do you manage the applications in the CRM system? Okay, that is through GUI. Earlier it was through graphical user interface. But now from 6.0 version onwards, you have been given web user interface. Alternatively, completely, the client who is implementing CRM, he does not have to log into GUI anymore. He logs into web UI. Okay, and he can do all the business related activities there. Okay, so that is what we are aiming at. We are aiming at learning web UI, which is the alternative user interface as a client perspective, right? So these solutions are customer perspective. They are ready-made solutions, right? So this is about different channels we have in SAP CRM through which the customers can reach the system, or the customers can enjoy the functionalities provided in SAP CRM. Okay. So these are the various channels I have already explained: interaction center, web channel, field applications, and partner channel management. So there will be a question here: is ABAP able to manage all these channels? For example, one of the customer wants to place an order through e-commerce. He has placed an order. He found that product is very well, and he wants to order one more. So this time, he don't have any connectivity. He wants to place an order through, call center. Okay. So when he places an order through e-commerce and he places an order through, call center, the pricing should be same unless there are some, additional discounts given for online promotion, e-commerce promotion. Unless, so if there are no promotions, everything is plain, then the net amount or the pricing done on that product should be same. Okay, and at the same time the pricing should be very fast. Okay, it has to be done quickly. The interaction between the other technologies and ABAP is not that quick. Okay, so SAP CRM has gone for a platform independent solution developed in Java. That is your IPC, Internet Pricing and Configurator. SAP CRM does not have a pricing routines written in ABAP. So if some of you are from ABAP background, right? So if you know VOFM transaction code in ECC, where you write ABAP, pricing routines in Java ABAP technology, correct? The same thing you don't find in CRM system. CRM system, the pricing routines for calculating the prices are done in Java. It's done in Java coding, and that is hosted by IPC. Okay, just for your knowledge that there is something called IPC which takes care of the pricing in CRM system. Okay, it's a complete different set of horizon. Coming to the evolutions of SAP CRM Web UI. So these are the user interfaces I was talking about. Okay, now SAP GUI is at the beginning. SAP GUI is at the very beginning. The client and even the implementers, we as implementers, both the technical people and the functional people, they have to use GUI as a medium to do the customization and coding, and client also has to use the GUI at the beginning. Okay, so they have to remember so many transaction codes. Okay, they have to do so many, they have to go through user trainings in order to understand the working in SAP GUI. So this was the earlier versions 2.0 and 3.1 I think. Then in 4.0, with the growing competition from other SAP CRM ERPs, SAP has attempted to go online. Attempt, it has released an application called People Centric User Interface (PCUI), which is developed in BSP. People Centric User Interface is a application which is developed in BSP, which is used as an alternative to your GUI only by the customers. I mean to say the client who is implementing the CRM system. Okay, so from this PCUI he can create a business partner, he can create a business related data, he can create transactions, both master data as well as transaction data. Okay, that is PCUI. The most important user interface at that 4.0 version, but the drawback was it was not using MVC architecture, model view controller approach, because of which the data was not properly synchronized. Okay, see, in between using the application, if the connection gets lost, okay, the data was not properly handled, the sessions were not properly handled. Okay, so this was in 4.0. Then in 5.0, SAP CRM has developed another framework called web client framework only for the call center purpose. Okay, so and this was working on MVC architecture, model view control. We are going to see all this practically, model view controller, BSPs, all these things. Okay, so this was a model view controller application and was very stable and the data was properly synchronized. Okay, so SAP CRM has thought, oh, okay, if the framework is very stable, so why not all the applications are developed to run on this framework. In 5.0 only IC was running, interaction center, the call center applications were running. Now all the applications related to SAP CRM, all the functionalities of SAP CRM, why don't we develop a application that will run on the web client? Now all the CRM related applications are developed to run on the web client framework. So from 6.0 onwards, it is called as CRM web client. The entire CRM can be run on the web client now. Okay, you can call it a CRM web client or CRM web UI or simply web UI. Okay, and this is the most stable user interfaces now. It is now continued in 7.0, 7.0 EHP1, EHP2 and EHP3, and there is a scope for future releases as well. Okay, and this is our major focus. How these applications are customized according to the business user. Okay, so these applications, all applications, user interface applications which I have mentioned so far, all are developed using BSPs, business server pages. So there is a need to know the BSPs. Okay, so in the course agenda I'll show you after this. In the course agenda I'll take you through each and every concept we are going to deal in detail. Okay, so this is about a small roadmap to the evolution of user interfaces in SAP CRM, right? Now coming to one order model, the most important topic in our course. Not only the course, in SAP CRM, most of the people, nowadays they are telling themselves as technical consultants. So without knowing this model, you are not called as a CRM technical consultant. You are only a UI consultant, not technical consultant. Okay, learning web UI and going into CRM market, CRM projects, it's not a technical consultant. You are a user interface consultant, because you are mostly concentrating on the user interface, but you are not, involving anything in the background of the UI. What is happening in the background of the user interface? So this one order model is the foundation for the CRM system. Okay, initially I explained you why CRM system is separated. It's a separate box because it has to handle all the customer related interactions, right? Customer related interaction means any interaction which happens between the customer and the company is a transaction. So the transaction can be, it can be an email, or it can be, a phone call. It can be a sales order. It can be a service order. It can be sales contract, service contract. It can be a complaint. It can be a return order. Any transaction which with the customer and the company is a transaction. So CRM system is mostly designed to handle these business transactions, and all transactions are done using the one order model. One order model is a framework, like you have a BSP is a framework, correct? Reports is a framework, function modules is a framework. Now like that, one order model is a framework developed inside CRM system, okay, to handle all the business transactions, and it forms the foundation for CRM system. It's a core of your CRM, right? To handle business transactions is not a small deal. And moreover, this framework is capable of handling all transactions starting from marketing to the service. Okay, so how it is able to handle all these? Okay, tomorrow we have one more demo session. In that we are going to do more and more drill down of this one order model. Okay, as today I'll just show you what is one order model, okay, and how it is able to do all the transactions, how it is going to handle all the transactions in SAP CRM. Okay, so you can call it as one order model or one order framework, which is a foundation for our programming, technical programming. So when we are working in 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, okay, we are mostly working on one order model. This was called a CRM ABAP. Okay, if you are sometime around 2005 and 6, if any one of you are in touch with the CRM market, they are used to call the job requirements also used to say as CRM ABAP. Okay, CRM ABAP means this one order model programming. But many people, that time they are thinking that maybe CRM has a different ABAP. Okay, because why this confusion has come? Because CRM was using object oriented programming that time, when object oriented programming was not at all introduced into ECC, but CRM was using object oriented ABAP. The ABAP version of ECC and CRM were different. Okay, so that's the reason people used to think that CRM was using a different ABAP. No, it's the same ABAP, but was for most advanced version, because object oriented ABAP was introduced into CRM before ECC. Okay, and most of the programming in CRM is object oriented, but now there is no such difference. The ECC and CRM are using almost the same versions of ABAP, right? So that is the reason a separate name has come, CRM ABAP, but most of the programming we're doing was in a one order model, right? So it has a unified structure for all transactions. Unified structure means what? In ECC, if you want to create a sales order, you have a different transaction code. If you want to create a opportunity, you have a I'm not sure ECC has opportunity. If you want to create a billing document, you have a different transaction code. and the screens are also different. The screens developed for that transaction code also are different. So you want to create a sales order, you have to go to a different transaction code and different screens. If you want to see a sales order, different transaction code. For changing different T code, 01, VA01, VA02, VA03, right? If you want to create a contract, you again have a different transaction code. Okay, for payment, different T code. For billing, everything is different. All the screens are differently managed. But coming to CRM, when I say unified structure, means only one transaction code will be there. Only one transaction code. With that, you can create a sales order, you can create a service order, you can create a lead, you can create opportunity. So any transaction you can create with that single transaction code. The screens are all same. But how one order model is managing all these transactions is the screens are loaded dynamically. Okay, because inside a lead, correct, for example, take a lead. Lead is a business transaction which is generated in the marketing phase. Okay, let me give just a background of what exactly is a lead. Okay, let me give a background of what is a lead. Lead is a business transaction generated in the marketing phase. So most of you have already faced it. Most of you have already become prospects unknowingly. For example, say a company has launched a product, okay, and it wants to demonstrate it to the market, or you want to introduce it to the market. So they will go through various marketing strategies, like they can go through advertisements, online advertisements, email advertisements, even they go for road shows also, right? They go for road shows. So when they are going through road shows, right, if you are interested, like you just visited a marketing representative, so before demonstrating he will take your details. So the moment you interacted with that person, you have become a prospect, and the interaction was a lead. The company has got a lead. You may order that product or you may not order, that's a different thing, but you have become a lead, you have become a prospect, and a transaction has been generated called lead. Okay, so lead does not have any pricing. Okay, because you are not ordered, so no pricing will be displayed to you, correct? So the pricing information is not in the lead. So when you are opening a transaction called lead, the system CRMD order, what the transaction code which I have told, it will not show pricing information. It will show partners, other screens. So the screens related to lead are only displayed dynamically. But when you open a sales order means one of the customer have already placed an order, the pricing has been generated and everything has been generated. So when you open a sales order with the same prospect, same business customer, so pricing information also has to be displayed. Okay, so this is what the unified structure. So in detail I'll show you practically tomorrow. Okay, just as of now, think that one order model is capable of handling all the business transactions. Now if you want to experience how it looks like, I'll just show a sample here. See, don't think that this is a functional course. No, I don't believe in programming without understanding the business or without understanding the functional concept. Okay, because basically I'm a techno-functional consultant and I want you to be towards techno-functional. Okay, so very recently a term called technical has come into existence, but earlier there was no technical. Okay, either you are a techno-functional or a functional. Okay, so I talk more about functional in the beginning, but when we start coding, so you will experience what kind of technical knowledge we get here. So with the number 111, there is a lead, there is an opportunity, there is a purchase order, there is a service confirmation. When I open a lead here, see, it's very strange, right? Only one number, so many transactions are there. How is it possible? This is in one order model, because one order framework does not use the transaction number as a key. The transaction number is just a number. It can be duplicated also. With the same number I have a lead, with the same number I have a service order, with the same number I have a purchase order. But what is the key? What is the separation factor for these transactions is a GUID. So the global unique identifier, which I'll explain you tomorrow. The most important concept, GUID. right? Lead is a triple one. In this lead, nowhere you will see of pricing related information. See, the number of tabs are different here. Okay, when I open the same thing here, when I open, say, service confirmation, when I open a service confirmation, I'll see a different screen. Same T code, I did not change the T code, same T code, I'll get different number of tabs. I have prices, I have conditions, I have purchase order, data, billing, everything I have here, right? If I open a different one, say opportunity, the moment you select a different transaction type, the screens will be dynamically determined in the runtime. Okay, so it will be shown dynamic screens here, dynamic tabs. The information is distributed across tabs here. So these tabs have a technical name. Based on this, we are going to develop a lot of techniques, number of techniques in the programming. So that will gradually I'll discuss down the line. Okay, so one T code, one transaction code, I was able to view a lead, I was able to view an opportunity, I was able to view a service confirmation, correct? Not only this, I can also create, and I can also create anything I want. I can create an opportunity, I can create a service, what do you say, prepayment, I can create a lead, I can create a complaint, anything I can create with one T code. This is possible through one order model, because one order model is using a unified structure for all business transactions. What is unified structure is, the data is segregated into several data sets. The tabs which you are seeing, right, they are called data sets, and they are also called as business transaction sub-objects. When we enter into technical, we will change the terminology. As of now, just say the data sets. Okay, these data sets are assigned to the transactions types. Okay, the moment you load lead, the system will determine, okay, this is a lead transaction category, so these are the data sets assigned to it, so show those data sets, right? So this is what I mean by unified structure. And multifunctional business transactions, one instance approach. The best example I just showed you, triple one. That single transaction number is a multiple functional business transaction. Okay, an easy transformation between transaction to transaction. Why it is so easy? See, opportunity is there. I got an opportunity to sell my product. So from that opportunity, I can create a follow-up document as a sales order. Okay, I don't have to create a sales order from the scratch. I can use the opportunity to create a sales order, and I can use a lead to create an opportunity. So these are called follow-up documents. There will be easy transformation between one document type to other document type, because what? Because they are using unified structure. The data, what exactly unified structure means? See, can you see this partner information here? This is called data set. This partner data set is used everywhere. It is there in the opportunity, it is there in the lead. Okay, partners is there in the lead. It is also there in the service, and everywhere it will be there. There will be some common data sets. Because the data is distributed into data sets, the transformation is very easy. The partner data of opportunity is transferred to the partner data of service order, sales order. Okay, the pricing information of opportunity is transferred to the pricing of sales. This way there is an easy migration between one transaction type to other transaction type. So this is the most important benefit of one order model. Okay, you don't have to create a very complex mapping between the data. Okay, and all business transactions are maintained through one framework, one order model. So see, all this explanation is just to bring you under one understanding that all transactions are handled easily under one single transaction code. Okay, and you want to see what is the transaction code here? CRMD underscore order. Very simple. CRMD underscore order. The most important factor of SAP CRM is we have meaningful names. Okay, we have meaningful names to the tables, to the transaction codes, to the function modules and reports. If I say MARA in ECC, MARA means what? It's a material master database table. Okay, in CRM you have COM product. Just by looking at this one, you I get a basic understanding that it has some information about a product material. correct. And one more table I'll show you, ordered image, CRMD ordered image. So by looking at this, you will get a basic understanding that okay, this table has some information about order, transaction, right? Now there is a technique here. How do you understand? Now if it is ending with H, it contains a header data of an order. ADM means administration, order administration header data, and see everywhere you will see a prefix of CRM. CRM is the application name. The last fourth character is there, right? D. D stands for transactional data. If you see some table as CRMC, C is a customization data. Okay, this table is a customized table. Where do you see that? Customization table. C is a customization table. Similarly, when you see D here, the fourth character you see D is a transactional data. Okay, and the fourth character is M, CRMM or COMM. This is a master database table. This is a master database table. Here it is showing same for master and transaction tables, but when you see M in the fourth character, it is a master database table. So it's a very small techniques. We have so many techniques similar to this one. Okay, but one thing is you have meaningful names. We also have exceptions. Those exceptions I'll discuss later. But CRM has meaningful names to the T codes, to the function modules, to the classes. Okay. So this is about, and one more important thing is you have single transaction code concept. Okay. So for creating a customer, I just have one transaction code, BP. With this, I can create a business partner. I can open a business partner in the display mode or change mode. Okay. Means what? Complete maintenance is done in a single T code. Now you don't have a VA01, 02, 03 concept here. You have only single T code concept. Okay. So this is one of the most important discussion again about T codes in CRM. Right. Coming to the advantages. Okay, you might have easily understood the advantages because I have given a clear picture. I have opened so many documents of the same number in front of you. Right. The split the fields into logical business groups. So these are called data sets. I mean, okay, the specific information is grouped into data sets. Like there is a partner data set. So partner information is grouped into partner data set. Okay, partner information is grouped into partner data set. Organization information is grouped into organization data set. So these are called, here I am referring to data sets. Okay, split fields into small logical business groups. Reusable objects. So why the term reusable has come here? See, the partner information is there in the lead. When I generate a follow-up document from the lead, if I generate, where is it, follow-up? Here. From the lead, I can create a opportunity. I can create a financing contract. Okay, I can create an activity. Right? If I create, these are reused. The partner object in the lead is automatically copied to the partner object of opportunity. But the data belonging to a lead and data belonging to opportunity all are stored under one database table. That is called reusability. Not only for storing, for transferring from one type to other type also they are being reused. Okay. So there are no big programs and function module pools. The screens are very limited. I told you dynamically they are loaded based on the object assigned to the transaction type. Okay. So it's very simple and consistent. Okay. So tomorrow, in tomorrow's session, I will show you how one order model is designed. So with that design, you will easily understand why they are reusable. Okay. Why it is very simple to manage. Okay. So I'll tell you the design of one order model, how they have designed. Okay. So handling of error messages. error messages, when it comes to error messages in ECC, this is a very big difference between ECC and CRM. Okay. I'll find all documents created by me. In ECC, you don't have a concept of error here. Error. Unless and all the errors are cleared, you cannot save the document. But in CRM, you can save the document along with the this because this transaction number I have just opened it. Okay, it was created long back, but I have opened it. But still, I can see one error here. You know, the error is also stored along with the document. Okay, so these errors you can raise through customization, or you can also raise through programming, coding. So error handling is possible in one order model. And parallel programming is possible because you can also integrate actions, events, okay, along with this transaction processing. If you want to do some parallel activity is also possible, because we have many placeholders to write the code. We have baddies, you have events, okay, you also have actions, okay. So parallel processing is also possible in one order model. Okay, so what kind of programming we are going to use in one order model is, we will see we have three aspects, right? Any data management means what? Managing data means creating the data, displaying the data, changing the data. So deleting is a different thing. It's archived. If the date expires, it automatically gets expired. So we'll see all these three aspects. We'll see how to access the data of business transaction. We'll see how do you modify the data, and how do you put it back to database. How do you create also, we'll see. Okay. Then we'll see how the baddies are associated with your one order model. And message handling. Message handling means, just now I told you, right? How do you show messages? How do you throw error messages through coding by writing a program? Okay. Next is introduction to object oriented. Let me take you through the course content I have. Okay. Let me take you through the course content, so you'll get a very clear understanding. Okay, this is a course content. Okay, as I told you, I believe in techno-functional. So initially I'll explain you all the functional concepts required for technical person. No, not all. I'll only show you those functional concepts which are required for a technical person. So then we are going to discuss in detail about the one order model. So this is what one order framework we are going to do. We are going to read, we are going to modify, we are also going to save the data back to the database. Okay, so we are dealing with the programming as well as baddies, and finally error and message handling. So in this error and message handling, so what we are going to see is, we are going to log an error message. Logging means what? Showing the error messages on the screen. So where do you show? It's not showing in the status bar. It is showing, there is a separate area called message area. So in this message area we will see, we will show. Okay, now this is message handling. Logging, searching for messages so that duplicate messages are not displayed. Okay, we will search for a message if particular message is already raised, so don't raise it again. Okay, then deleting the messages, searching for messages and deleting the messages. So you have raised a message so that the user has committed some mistake. When the user has rectified that, you should be deleting that message from the display. Okay, so if you are raising it manually, then it is your duty to delete that manually. Correct. So all the three aspects like logging, avoiding the duplication and deleting the message, we are going to see as a part of error message handling. So these three sections are part of your CRM ABAP or one order framework programming. Okay. So next is your introduction to object oriented ABAP. Now object oriented ABAP is not, it's not a combined course of CRM. Okay, you should be knowing object oriented ABAP, but I am giving an introduction because most of the times some people don't know object oriented ABAP. Okay, so we only need a few concepts of object oriented ABAP because OABAP is a very huge subject. Okay, it's a very huge subject, but we don't need all of the concepts of object oriented ABAP. We only need those things which will help us to do BSP coding and WebUI coding. Okay, BSP programming and WebUI programming. That's it. So what we need here is, how do you see, I'm not only helping you to create classes, but I'll show how do you represent a real life entity into a software like object oriented ABAP. How do you map a real life entity into a class, right? By taking some live examples, we'll create a class, we'll understand what are the attributes, what are methods of a class, and what are the different types of attributes like instance and static, right? We'll create instance methods, static methods, and how do you use them, how do you consume them. Okay, then what are the data types, difference between static and instance methods, difference between the static and instance attributes. Okay, we will create a class, we will consume the class. Okay, how do you consume? By creating a report. Okay, example I'll take by consuming creating a report. Then we'll see how do you inherit a class. See, these things are important. You should be able to know how to create a class. Okay, how to consume the components of a class like static attributes, static methods, instance attributes, and how do you use them inside a program, any other program. Maybe it can be within the within other class, or inside a function module, or inside a report, or even inside a body also. Okay, how do you consume a class? That is very important. Then how do you inherit a class? So this inheritance concept is a object oriented concept. Okay, object oriented is not specific to ABAP. Object orientation means it's a set of principles. Okay, so whichever programming language implements these principles, it becomes a object oriented programming. Okay, ABAP also has implemented these principles. Okay, this is called object oriented ABAP or ABAP objects or object extension to ABAP. Extension means, so without disturbing the normal behavior of ABAP statements, it is just an extension to your ABAP. Okay, so you can create a ABAP class, object oriented class in SC24T code or in SC80 ABAP workbench also. Okay, so earlier programs before object oriented ABAP are not affected. All the statements and syntax of ABAP are not accepted. It is just an introduction of OOPS concept over ABAP. Okay, so we have a concept of inheritance in object orientation. Inheritance means acquiring the properties of one class into another class. So here the source class becomes the parent and the target class becomes the child. So inheritance, parent class, child class. So here we'll see how do you inherit a class. Okay, after inheriting, what all the properties of parent class are acquired into child class. Okay, can we do any modifications in the child class? Yes, that is called redefinition. Okay, so all the aspects of inheritance we'll see, because most of the web UI is inheritance. Okay, SAP has delivered one standard application and my customer has asked me to make some modifications in that. How do I modify? SAP delivered application has all the management done in standard classes. I'll inherit those classes and make modifications. Okay, so inheritance is used in every aspect of web UI programming. Okay, and interfaces, we'll create interfaces also. Interfaces is a kind of indirect inheritance. Okay, so these are also kind of classes, but you don't have any coding in these. Okay, they are called interfaces. They are generally used for reusability. The most commonly used attributes and methods are added in an interface, and they are used in every class. Okay, that is interfaces. So we have practical application for all these things. And then polymorphism is also there. Polymorphism means this redefinition. The same method, for example, I have two classes, parent class and child class. In both the classes, I have a method, same method called method 1. The method 1 behaves differently in parent class, and method 1, same method 1, it behaves differently in the child class. So when two different methods behave differently in related classes, that's called polymorphism. It's what? Multiple behavior, right? So that is achieved through redefinition. Means what? After inheriting from one class, you can redefine that in a different way in the child class. Okay, this is about your object oriented ABAP we are going to discuss. Then we are going to discuss BSPs. Okay, so you have got an idea, right? What all the user interfaces we are using or SAP CRM has released so far, all of them were developed using BSPs only. Okay, all of them were developed using BSP. So there is a need to know the basic understanding of BSP, because Web UI has got its own workbench. Not this one, sorry. Web UI applications have their own workbench. Okay, so if you want to create a view, or if you want to change any class or redefine, all that you have to do is right click and choose some options. Everything is ready made here. But how they are manually created, how it is manually done, is what we are going to see in the BSPs. The main motive behind introducing BSPs is to show you how the things are done manually, because maybe a workbench will do or generate a lot of code through wizards automatically without your knowledge. But my intention is to show how they are done manually. If at all you have to create it from the scratch, how you do it. Okay, so we are introducing BSPs here. So in this BSP introduction, we'll know what is a BSP architecture, how the layouts are generated using normal HTML, then HTML provided by SAP called basic model. How do you develop BSP application using basic model? And how do you develop BSP applications using model view controller approach? I told you, right? Model view controller is again a design principle. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so model view controller is again a design approach. Okay, so these principles are laid down to develop a user interface. Okay, they are the guidelines for preparing a user interface. So MVC is easily implemented in BSPs. Okay, in MVC what happens? You have three areas here: model, view, and controller. Okay, model is something which gives data, view is something which gives a presentation, the display, and controller is the one which takes care of the business logic. Okay, so these three areas are separated. The more separation you achieve, the better user interface you will get. That is the principle of MVC. Okay, so BSP applications are also developed using MVCs. Okay, then we'll see how do you debug the BSP application, most important. So all the concepts which you have learned in BSPs you can apply in your web UI also. The debugging also you can apply, right? So when you discuss all these, you are ready to go to CRM Web UI. Now you are called as CRM techno-functional or technical consultant. So without knowing all these, if you directly jump into Web UI, you are just a Web UI consultant, not a technical consultant. Okay. Now coming to Web UI discussion, the most important and the major focus of the course is on Web UI. Right. So Web UI, for simplicity, learning a technology simple means you have to design it carefully. Correct. So Web UI I have segregated into three parts. Okay. First is keeping in mind that most of the job requirements, if you see, they are expecting the technical people to know the customization related to Web UI. I'm not saying customization of CRM system. Business customization is different. Only functional consultants can do. But the customization of Web UI is something which a technical person also can do. So all the customizations required for Web UI I have separated as a separate topic. Okay. So all the customizations, like how do you set up a business role, okay, how do you complete these complete customizations required for effectively running a Web UI. I have put it in 8. Okay. So you can also see a SAP course CR 580. It's nothing but CR 580 here. All the customizations in Web UI, like how do you personalize, how do you save searches, how do you customize the business rules, and how do you show links in a navigation bar. Let me show you how a Web UI look like. I'll just show you the output of how Web UI looks like here. Okay, so this is how a Web UI looks like. Okay, I am able to see this screen because a business role is assigned to my user. Okay, and next is navigation bar. You are able to see the links in the navigation because of the navigation bar customization, the customization done in this navigation bar. Okay, then you have transaction launchers. Transaction launchers means if explicitly, if any of your client, okay, he wants to see a GUI based T code as it is in the Web UI, you can show. You can show any plain BSP application, and you can also show any website. So these are possible through a concept called transaction launcher. Okay, then understanding the workbench, Web UI workbench, right? Then doing the configurations. Now configurations are done in a different manner here. The layouts are very differently done here. Okay, they are all XML based layouts. Okay. So this is called configuration tool. So how this configuration is done? This is what we are going to discuss in the UI configuration tool. Okay, this is a layout. How the layout is generated like this. Okay. How this is generated, that we are going to see in a UI configuration tool. Then enhancement sets. I told you, right? SAP CRM delivers Web UI applications as a standard applications. Now when the client asks you to do some modifications, you have to enhance it. So how do you enhance is a enhancement set concept, right? So these are completely configuration related. Then slowly we'll move to the coding part. Coding part is a bit trickier here. Okay, so I have divided the coding part again into understanding the model browser, model layer, understanding the bool browser. There is a temporary memory, buffer memory, from which the data is displayed into Web UI. Whatever the data you display in Web UI or modify or create, the data will be there in the bool layer. Okay, so a separate programming called bool programming is introduced in a Web UI. So understanding all the concepts of programming, how programming is generally done in Web UI to manage the entire data, right? So that is, I have completely segregated it from your application development and customization. We will understand the concepts first, then we will implement in the applications. Okay, from 10th topic we are going to create new applications from the scratch, from the beginning. So here I am showing you application which is already developed. Okay, but we are going to create new applications from the beginning. Okay, so which will allow you to visit each and every tool available in the system, WebUI workbench, right? Then there are some advanced topics, right? What are the important methods in WebUI? Okay, how do you debug WebUI? So debugging WebUI is similar to BSVs, but the data is not straightforward. In order to see a data and validate the data, you have to drill down multiple levels. Okay, so debugging WebUI takes a separate place here, right? Then how do you make a field appear as a F4 help? How do you show F4 helps? How do you show drop downs on the screen? And how do you manage the properties dynamically? For example, the user has selected one status. For this status, okay, some field has to be editable, and for some other status the field has to be disabled. So dynamically you can manage the field properties. And how do you work with buttons? The buttons in WebUI are not configurable, so you have to do coding for this, right? And after developing your application, how do you show that application in a business role like this? Okay, everything is a separate application here. If you see, this is a separate application, the search is a separate application, and if you have developed a similar application, so how do you integrate that application so that it is displayed as a business role in the business role, right? Then using one application inside another application, reusability. And how do you show messages in WebUI? So we have seen messages in the one order model, right? So in WebUI also you can show messages. How do you show message? For example, is there any created by? Created by is not there. Created by Kalyan. Okay, so I can show messages here also. Right now there is no message coming here. I will commit some mistake. Okay, so the errors are showing here, right? This is standard error. So you can also show manual messages by writing coding. So that is what we are going to handle in the messages of WebUI. Okay, then working with pop-ups. So you will see so many types of pop-ups here. This is a F4 pop-up. Okay, from coming from the standard application. So you can show your own pop-ups, not only to show other applications, but to say yes or no confirmation from the user. Okay, to populate some value in a field. Okay, then you have AET, application enhancement tool. Now you are seeing this field, right? Order category. So this field is a custom generated field. It's not a standard table field. It's a custom generated field. See, ZZ field. I have generated it. So how do you generate custom fields and show on the screen? That is AET. Okay. So this is all about your WebUI advanced topics. Then we'll see middleware technical. So middleware technical means SAP CRM can be integrated with ECC system as a backend. So data from CRM system and ECC system have to be synchronous. They have to move automatically. Okay, in between, if there are some errors while moving the data from CRM system to ECC system or ECC to CRM, you have to analyze where exactly it is getting failed. So for that, you need to understand the architecture of middleware. You need to understand what is the flow, how the flow happens, and in what way the flow is taking place. The flow takes place in the form of BDocs. Okay, you have synchronous BDocs and messaging BDocs. So we'll concentrate on messaging BDocs. Okay, so they are containers which will take the data from CRM system to ECC system. Okay, Then how do you do the BDoc administration? Okay, understanding BDocs, and then what kind of data is coming in the BDocs, how do you administer them? Then queues. Okay, data from CRM system to ECC and ECC to CRM, they happen in the form of queues, QRFCs. They are not transaction RFCs. They can be processed later. Transaction RFCs means you want the attention of the system now itself. QRFCs means the data is queued and then processed. So you have two types of inbound queues, outbound queues. How do you understand the queues? Then how do you debug the queues to understand where exactly the error is, why the data is not flowing? So queue debugging, this is a technical part of your middleware. So you have two types. Middleware functional means setting up middleware, setting up the data flow and everything. And after the setup is done, in between, if something goes wrong, how do you analyze is the middleware technical part. Okay, so this is all about the course. Okay, so I wanted to show the agenda and everything here, right? Now if you have any questions, now we can have a question answer discussion now. So any questions, anyone? I'm going to unmute all of you. So if you have any questions, please ask. Yeah, I'll go one by one. I'll go one by one with your alphabetical names. Okay. So Ashwath, you have any questions? Ashwath, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you have any
Hello?
questions? Yeah.
No, sir. Actually, I was expecting these smart forms, BDC and LSMW actually.
They are ABAP. They are core ABAP, right?
Huh.
Oh, this is CRM.
Okay.
Okay. And Raja, yourself?
Yes, Kalyan, actually I have a couple of questions. The one is about the authorization concepts in CRM. I mean the TAs concepts. I mean, will there be any session here or?
ACE is a different training I'm going to introduce soon.
Okay, but will you be giving some bits and pieces here, or you will be conducting?
No,
completely
that requires no different customization altogether. The
Okay.
customization is completely different from this flow.
Okay. But that is mostly a basis related thing, right? Or will there be any other?
No, it's a
involvement
coding.
also?
Coding. Most of the thing is coding.
Okay. And I actually I want to ask you one more question here, because I have some small experience here. Okay. So I mean because I was working for one job scheduling for years. Okay. So where it was taking like a couple of days to complete that particular execution. Actually, this was a discussion. So I mean, CRM is coming up with the old obsolete, or I mean, I'm not really sure. Okay.
ACE is almost obsolete. Now SAP CRM also trying to roll out ACE, but it's still there. Yeah, we cannot say it's obsolete now. It's planning to roll out, because as you rightly said, the activation of actors, objects, it take days. If the data is huge, the activation of rights and rules, it takes a number of days.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
You cannot do anything,
Okay. So
because if the data is huge, it will take time.
okay. So I mean, my question like, can we attend that also, or will it be a separate course completely?
It will be a separate course.
Separate course.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get in touch with me. I'm planning to introduce that as well.
Okay, that is great. And just another question here, regarding this trainings only. Say now, today we have, say every week we are going to have a training, right? Every Saturday, Sunday, right?
Saturday, Sunday, yes.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday, 2 or 2.5 hours. My question is, say